Hi yogis, welcome to this practice of a little bit of pranayama and a little bit of movement. So all of my teachers, I think almost all of my teachers have always said, if you don't have any time to practice, at least practice your pranayama. And I agree, it is something that really helps you in the most profound way because it is a subtle practice. And in yoga, the more subtle means the more profound and the more powerful, even. So I'll practice a little bit of pranayama and then a namaskar that is balancing for almost everyone, almost all moments in the year. And that's quite rare because, we need different things at different times. So let's take a seat. I'm going to stay quite close to the screen for the pranayama so that you're able to see, but make sure you have something to sit on. And you can either sit cross-legged, you can sit on your knees, just making sure that you're comfortable. And then having your spine nice and tall, the shoulders relaxed, neck is long, and then feeling if it's comfortable for you to close your eyes. And if it doesn't feel comfortable, you can always lower the eyelids so that you have what is called a shanti drishti, a peaceful gaze. The first thing we always do is check in with, before we adjust or before we enhance, in a way, the pranayama is more enhancing our life force, our prana. Notice, how are you feeling? How is your energy? And maybe you can even sense beyond the very familiar, like, oh, I feel tired, or I feel calm, or I feel energized. What nuance is there in your prana? Do you feel like your prana is trying to nourish you, cleanse? Does it feel like you're gathering some leaves to create a nest? For example, are you nesting? Are you feeling more extroverted, like you want to go out in the world and do things? Do you feel more introverted, like you just want to really be quiet and by yourself? So what feeling state is there? What feeling tone of prana is there? And then our first pranayama will be Kapalabhati. And Kapalabhati means skull shining breath. Not so much breath of fire, but it is associated with the fire because it builds the fire in each of our tissues. So the way that we practice it, it's almost like coughing. So you can just try coughing right now. And then place one hand on your belly and do the same. You probably feel that the belly pulls back, right? When you cough, when there's the exhale of the cough. So Kapalabhati is like we're coughing, but through the nose. So now try to cough with your mouth closed. You probably feel the same thing, right? You might even feel a little bit of like, oh, you need to actually cough some things out through the lungs, which is okay. Do that. Always cough if you need to. So with Kapalabhati, this is what we do. We pull the belly muscles back on the exhalation. And the inhale is just natural. There's no effort involved or not even thinking about it so much. It's just this pulling back on the exhalation. Belly button pulls back. And you can keep your hand on your belly button to feel, and this might help you, or if you're more familiar with it, or if it doesn't help you, you can keep the hands, palms of the hands down or up on your thighs or your lap. And we go for 20 times, and you can go on your own breath. If you are pregnant, menstruating, or feel very weak, you can explore imagining that you're doing this instead of actually doing this. And the wonderful thing about pranayama is we work with our subtle body. So when we imagine it, it also has the same effect when we believe, whether we believe it or not. So Either hand on your belly or hands on your lap. And then start 20 times. And if you actually need to cough, let it happen. I definitely need to always. So you're pushing all the old air out, all the stagnant air out of the lungs. And after 20 times, whenever you've completed those, take a long deep breath in and a long breath out. And observe, where does the breath naturally go to? Does it want to pause? Does it want to be deep? Does it want to be subtle? So let all of that naturally happen after pranayama. And we go for one more round of Kapalabhati, skull shining breath. And again, you can use your hand on your belly or you can release the hands down 20 times. If it was too much, do a little bit less. Imagine that a wave, a cleansing wave from the belly is going up through the forehead, out through the nostrils. From the belly, up through the forehead, out through the nostrils. Again, whenever you've completed your 10 to 20, taking a deep inhale and a long exhale. Observe, where does the mind go to? And then we transition to our next pranayama, which is often called Surya pranayama. So just like with asanas, sometimes there's different names in different traditions. In Surya pranayama, the way I learn it is we inhale through the right nostril and we exhale through the left. So it might remind you of Nadi Shodhana, but it is different because we always inhale through the right, we always exhale through the left. Now you can do this without hands, and you will notice miraculously, probably, it will happen when you just focus on the right nostril. I'm just mirroring for you. You will feel the breath going more in through the right and more out through the left. If you want to use your hands, what you can do is with your dominant hand, bring your peace fingers together and then curl them in towards the center of the palm. And then with your thumb and your ring finger and little finger, you slide down from the bridge of the nose in between the eyes down until you feel that you can actually move your nose and it's no longer bone. Here I can't move my nose. Here I can actually move my nose. So those are the two marma points, the two sensitive points that connect the physical body to the subtle body that we want to gently press, but very gently. We're not pushing our nose to the sides, all right? So the way that we do it is we close the left nostril and inhale through the right, and then we close the right nostril, exhale through the left. I'm going to do it without my hand so that you can hear me better. All right, so with or without your hand, eyes closed, or shanti gaze is peaceful gaze. Inhale now through the right nostril. Exhale left. Inhale right. Exhale left. Make the exhale a little bit longer than the inhale. Inhale right. Exhale left. right. Exhale, left. One more time together before you continue on your own. Inhale, right. Exhale, left. Continue on your own, with or without your hands. Notice if you feel any watering of the mouth, watering of the eyes, any yawning. Two more rounds. And then release the hand if you had it. Breathe through both nostrils naturally. Feel which one is most open, left or right. Then we'll transition into a little bit of Ujjayi breath as I take off my socks. The Ujjayi breath is victorious breath, and it will help us in our movement practice, in our asana practice. So the way that we practice it is creating a whispered ah sound on the inhale, like so, and a whispered ha sound on the exhale. Either with your mouth open or your mouth closed. I'm going to move to my mat. You slowly can stand up from your seated position and continue to breathe your Ujjayi breath. I'm just going to try to make the camera show everything. It's never going to show everything. So slowly standing up at the front of the mat. Ground through your feet with your toes spread wide on the earth. And then with the hands at the heart, inhale, take a deep breath. Exhale, ground through your feet and simultaneously lift up through the crown of your head. Now we'll start to move. Inhale, circle the arms up and overhead. Exhale, swan dive forward, arms nice and wide to the side and then down to the earth or on the shins. Hands on the shins or earth. Inhale, lift halfway. Exhale, step the right foot a big step back and bring your knees softly down to the ground. Hug the inner thighs towards the midline. And then from there, press down with the left foot. Rise up with your arms. Little finger side of the arms, of the hands goes in. Inhale, lift the chest. Exhale, release the hands down to the earth. Step to downward facing dog on an inhale. Exhale, way forward into plank with your knees down or up. Lengthen the spine on a deep inhale. Exhale, lower yourself down slowly, slowly. Elbows bend to the side body. Then bring the forearms down for this first one. Forearms on the ground. Spread the fingers nice and wide. Tops of the feet push down into the earth. Inhale, lift the heart forward and up for Sphinx. Exhale, release. Let the hands come underneath the shoulders. Curl the toes under. Take a deep inhale. Belly muscles to spine. Exhale, downward facing dog. Press back. Sit bones up and back. Take a deep breath in. Long breath out. Ground through the hands. Inhale, right leg lifts. Exhale, step the foot through between the hands. If it gets stuck, help it with your right hand. Back knee comes down. Inner thighs, hug the midline so you feel that stability and strength. Then lift your chest on a deep inhale. Exhale, release the hands down next to the front foot. Inhale, lift the back knee. Exhale, step the left foot to the top of the mat and then fold over the legs. Hands on shins or earth. Inhale, lift halfway. Exhale, release. Ground through the feet. Inhale, circle the arms up and overhead. Exhale, hands at the heart. We've just completed one round of sometimes called classical Surya Namaskar, sometimes called Surya C. Again, depends on your lineage. Ground through the feet. We'll go for the other side. Lift the arms up and overhead. Deep breath in. Exhale, fold forward. Long extended spine. Bend the knees as much as you need to create that long spine. Hands on shins or earth. Inhale, lift halfway. Exhale, left foot steps back and bring your knees softly down. Transition slowly. Hug the inner thighs in towards the midline. Rise up with the arms. Inhale. Exhale, hands to the earth. Inhale to downward facing dog as a transition. Exhale, way forward to plank. Knees down or up. Hug the belly muscles in towards the spine. Deep breath in. Exhale, knees or straight legs come down to your belly. And then choose either forearms down like before for Sphinx, or hands a little further down the line of the shoulders towards the lower rib height. Hug the elbows in if you're going there. So that's Cobra pose, otherwise Sphinx with the forearms down. Wherever you are, inhale, lift the chest forward and up. Exhale, release, hands underneath the shoulders. Curl the toes under, take a deep inhale. Belly muscles to spine. Exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale there. Exhale. And then inhale, left leg lifts. Exhale, step the foot through between the hands. Back knee comes down. Inhale, arms rise. Exhale, release the hands down next to the front foot. Lift your back knee, inhale. Exhale, step the back foot forward to the top of the mat and fold. Inhale, lift halfway. Exhale, release. Inhale, arms up and overhead. Exhale, hands at the heart. And then come all the way down, sliding the hands down the front of the legs. Hands, palms to the earth, and then step one more time into downward facing dog. Extend through your armpits. Sit bones high. Relax your head. Bring your knees slowly to the earth. You can have your knees wide or together, and then sit bones to heels. Come into child's pose, forehead to the earth. Or you can make a pillow like I'm doing with your hands here. Listen to the sound of the breath. Slowly rise up, and then here you can choose how you'd like to finish your practice. On your back for Shavasana, on your side for sideline Shavasana, like so. And on your back, you can just be completely stretched out. I'm going to lie down on the side. You can use as many props or no props. Close the eyes. And let any technique in your breath fall away. Let your breath return to your natural breathing. If you would like to stay longer in your Shavasana, you can stay for as long as you have time for. If you need to close your practice here, if you're on your back, slowly, slowly bend the knees into the chest. Then roll to one side. If you're on your side, you can stay on your side or first roll all the way to the other side. And press the top hand down into the ground to slowly bring yourself up into a seated position to close your practice. Bring the hands to touch at the heart. And may others always benefit from our practice. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. May there be peace, may there be peace, may there be peace. Thank you. Thank you so much, yogis. I hope to see you next time.